Hello, salutations. What it do? It's not the gamer off the Durag gang. You know the vibes, like the vibe. Let's get it. And I'm giving you a quick update. It's about less than 2 hours as I'm recording this from the Jane Foster War Table Deep Dive. And the reason why I'm making this video is because some stuff is going down behind the scenes. I woke up to text at 4 a.m. So I'll go back. I tweeted offhand yesterday that, oh, what if She-Hulk gets teased at the War Table Deep Dive? And then I went to sleep, didn't think anything of it. Then I wake up to DMs from Miller in the middle of the night asking what I know and to compare notes because he's been hearing a lot of crazy stuff. And I'm like, uh-oh, let me check the timelines and see what's going on. So I talked with Miller about a bunch of stuff that I can't share. But he did tweet out some very interesting things. He showed this, I believe, is from Marvel Snap, but this is 100% in reference to Marvel's Avengers. It is, of course, an image of both She-Hulk and the Winter Soldier. And if you've been following me, you've been following Miller and all the leaks, you know that the next heroes that are supposed to be coming to the game are Winter Soldier and She-Hulk. The way this ended up coming out to be is that Jane Foster was not supposed to be a thing at all. She-Hulk was supposed to be next, but then there was apparently some sort of delay, and as a result, around December, they decided let's do Jane Foster, and that ended up, and Jane Foster's coming out next. So the idea still is supposed to be that She-Hulk is next, followed by Winter Soldier. But currently, the only thing we know that's coming directly after Jane Foster is going to be Cloning Labs. Cloning Labs is supposed to be kind of the conclusion of the AIM storyline. There's going to be a Monica mission that acts as an interlude. And then it's going to end with Cloning Labs, the OLT, and a final showdown with MODOK. But after that, we're not sure. Is it going to be She-Hulk? What's going to happen there? And that brings up an interesting point about the War Table. So he also tweeted this, which caused even more of a ruckus. Some posters for Captain Marvel that he dug up, and the hashtag She Is Coming. So of course, you know, we knew from his past intel that it's basically supposed to be the next heroes are basically some combination of She-Hulk, Winter Soldier, and Captain Marvel being last with the Kree invasion. And now with the War Table coming up, I'm thinking in the past they have teased upcoming content with the War Table. If you remember when Kate Bishop was being promoted, she had her own War Table deep dive. And in that deep dive, they gave us a tease of the Hawkeye Future Imperfect by giving us our first look at the villain, which turned out to be Maestro. And they said that's going to be part of Future Imperfect. And they also teased some upcoming stuff like the next gen upgrade. And then we got a tease of, you know, Black Panther, you know, around the time that we got Hawkeye and that rollout. We haven't had that since, but it's definitely something they could potentially do. And based on all the chatter, all the stuff that's being sent to me, I might end up being a bit of a prophet. People meme that I'm a prophet because I kind of speak things into existence or predict stuff. But it looks like there's a definite possibility that some upcoming content is going to get teased in the War Table. I assumed that the War Table was going to show a bit of Cloning Labs, maybe talk about that in addition to Jane Foster. But there's a possibility that we see She-Hulk, Winter Soldier pop-ups at some point in today's War Table. We'll have to see. If I were a betting man, though, I'd say most likely we get a tease of Ultron. Now, stay with me. In the secret meeting, they said they're going to stop doing operations, essentially. They still said they want to focus on story to some degree, but they want to focus on more villains, standalone villain content, standalone multiplayer villain content that isn't basically a one-off single player campaign type of thing like they've been doing with operations. Instead, multiplayer, more villains, and shorter hero drops. So we know from Miller's leaks that Ultron is a big bad. They've been teasing that in the narrative as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if before we get another hero, we get Ultron as a kind of standalone, whether it's an OLT or a villain sector with story, like how they did with Monica and the Scientist Supreme. That wouldn't surprise me if they did something like that, or they throw in a hero event to tie with it. But I think more likely we get an Ultron tease in this war table. But I think a character is also very much possible. So we'll see if it turns out to be true. Then this video will make me look like a genius, me and Miller. If not, then well, Jane Foster comes out tomorrow, and we'll find out the next content after Cloning Labs is when we get closer to Cloning Labs. So hopefully I'm right, and the war table is more interesting than we anticipate. Regardless, I'm going to have fun looking at Jane Foster. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, and if you're watching this in the future, let me know if I was right. I'm Sadat the Gamer, signing out.